In this video, we'll be discussing proper technique for the deadlift and hip hinge. These two exercises are basically the same, with the main difference being that the deadlift is a bottom-up exercise, whereas the hip hinge is a top-down exercise. To start, stand with your feet hip-width apart with the bar directly over the middle part of each foot. If you look down at your feet, the bar should divide each foot in half. Slightly bend your knees so that your shins contact the bar and reach your hands back to grab it. As you reach your hands back, your hips should also travel backwards in space. This should automatically load your hamstrings and shift your weight more towards your heels. From this position, pre-tension the bar by pulling up on it without actually lifting the weight from the ground. You do not want to go into lifting a heavy object off the ground completely relaxed. Next, maintain that level of tension and drive your feet down into the ground as you stand up. Thinking about driving the feet down rather than pulling the weight up usually helps people reference more leg muscles as opposed to low back muscles. As you transition to a standing position, your foot pressure should transition from your heels to the midfoot and even to the ball of your foot as you stand all the way up. The key to maintaining a vertical bar path is to lower the bar down your thighs, making sure again to shift your hips backwards in space during your descent. When performing hip hinges, I do not allow the bar to touch the ground. Use muscular effort to decelerate further lowering of the bar and drive the feet down into the ground as you return to standing. Hip hinging is theoretically more challenging than deadlifting due to having to control the load with eccentric, isometric, and concentric muscle activity. However, since the deadlift is a concentric only variation, you can increase the load significantly more than you can in a hip hinge. Both are very valuable exercises for increasing posterior chain strength and mastering the hinge movement pattern.